And here it'll point out that we will destroy ourselves if we continue with a competitive society. We have to build a cooperative society.
I don't know, I'm just, I would really like to try to get the entire community together, not just individuals who are working to stop this war, all individuals in the community, to try to find a common ground to work. Because I think that if you went around and did a personal poll, I mean, if I asked my father, who's a Republican, who voted for Reagan both times and Bush as well, he's disgusted with the government too. Now, at this point, I mean, I'd have an unbelievable amount of respect for somebody who did have integrity that tried to get into government because they'd be fighting against an arena.
I really think that the only way we're going to get any media attention is what we give ourselves. We need to put pictures in the Missoula paper. We need to write our own press releases. We need to have more TV. We need to keep using MCAT.
Albert Einstein and many other people who you might respect have suggested that the only way out of this mess is town meetings.
Information. We want it to be a clearinghouse, you know, so that we can try to organize some of the things that, like, you know, if people come in and they say, what can I do? We can say, well, this group's doing this, and we're doing this over here, and this is happening, and there are actions that you can take.
To me, this is the most important action we can take in this country, is a constitutional town meeting dialogue.
If we want an open forum, I want to invite the guys who were dragging the people off the basketball court the other night by their hair. I want to invite those kind of people as well as other people who are more sympathetic. And I want them to know exactly what's going on. I don't want them to be feeling as if there's some kind of process going on that they have no access to. That's what open forum is all about. These people all have to know that our goal is to get them involved, you know, and to give them an opportunity not to come and be yelled at or told what's right, but to come and give their opinion and try to convince us what's right as well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you may not agree with them when they say it, and you'll have your chance at that point to say that you don't and to make reasoned arguments with them.
We've got MCAT at the city council meeting every night, and it seems like an amazing forum to say for 3 minutes you can talk to the mayor, and all the city council members are there. I mean, they're in one room at one time. What better chance do you have to talk to them if you want to? You know?
Thank you all for coming a whole lot. I love you all very much, and I appreciate you listening to me and each other, and I pray that this continues.
I'd just like to say it's really great to be here in the Poconos, and, wait a minute. No, listen, this group is great. Everybody has been fantastic to even be here, and I know that things are starting to happen, even though it might not be readily apparent, you know, with any structure or direct actions planned or anything like that. I just want to encourage everybody to come back, especially the people who are here for the first time, because every time we've gotten together, we've gotten a little bit further, and it's just going to keep getting more productive every time, I think, that we gather.
Keep coming back. It works.
All right. Yeah, stick around for the pain. I'll stick around for the pain because pain is part of growth, and maybe we can get so that we won't hide from our pain like the rest of the world in a real big way.
Well, you know, I want to thank everyone for coming here, too. As I said before, I think this is the key. This is the vehicle that will help get us out of this, you know, mess. And I couldn't emphasize the importance of it. I believe that one reason why there isn't many people is here, one of the reasons, I think it is a threat, and a lot of people feel that. I mean, who has the gall to sit down and talk constitutional town meeting? You know, we're in the middle of war, you know. And it's extremely important that we work with each other and find the spirit in each other to continue this on and work out all these differences. The difficulty we experience is the very thing we're trying to solve, we're trying to resolve. And it's a microcosm of the problems we'll face in the future when we get, several hundred people in a room with diverse positions and feelings and opinions, and I think the primary thing that we need to do is be a facilitating group. And the next thing, concretely, is to establish a working structure that will be successful and evolving, too. But, I love life, and I think that's why I'm here, I'm pretty sure, and if we don't act, we don't do this, I think we're coming to an end very rapidly here on the earth.
I think there's too much emphasis put on extroverted activity and what other people are thinking, and that until we really take a look at how we look at the world through a sieve or a screen of misconceptions, we're really going to be naive thinking that we're going to be able to change anybody else. Don't get me wrong, I think this is really good. I think we're going to be amazed at how little people care about the Constitution anymore.
It's rather frightening, but true, what he just said. But aside from that, I do want to say that I look around this room at every person in here, and I mean really, seriously mean this. I can see something similar, but I can also see that each person here really has something very unique to contribute. And like certain comments that each person here has made, I could pull out and say thank you for contributing what you have, because if you didn't say that, that wouldn't have been here. Especially your stuff about that whole competitive element, because I think if you hadn't have been here and brought that up, we might have never acknowledged that as something that is deteriorating what we're trying to do here, And I don't know, I just think that this is really a beautiful thing, and I think it has a great future, and, it's hard and we argue with one another, but I think that we can really pull it together and work towards our little microcosm and saving the macrocosm.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the Newark Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
I just feel a lot of support and strength and love that's coming out of our community tightening up and coming together, and I think there's a lot of changes. We're on the brink of a lot of scary things, but I think that by coming together that we have a chance to create our own environment, and I think a lot of really good things could come out of this, and I think that we as a community will see those things happen.
I just want to thank everyone for listening to my ideas and coming together in a sharing heart.
And I came here more or less from the other side of the track, the red-necked, hard-nosed side, conservative. I get my opinion over here at the John Birch Society, the American Opinion bookstore right across from Buttrey's on East Broadway. And over at the Golden Mean team on 4th, it's just a couple blocks from UBC Building Supply, okay? Check them out. They got things to say, too. You can learn there. Thanks.
I would like to say that I'm really thankful that you didn't walk out and not come back. The reason I'm here is because someone asked me if Missoula was a peace sanctuary, and it is. It's not written down anywhere. And for a lot of years, people have been coming back to Missoula and saying they don't know why, but it's a neat place to be. I would like to accentuate this fact, whether we're going to be able to get the constituted authority to recognize what is a fact. I can't tell you, but I love working with all of you to this end.
Well, I think my thing to say is that this has been pretty much a learning experience for me in the sense that I come into this with a lot of preconceived ideas. I think I'm essentially a reactionary and essentially a leftist, and I think until this point, until this group, I haven't given the credence to process, to diversity, and to the ability of ideas to form in that forum. I think that's a result of the kind of society we live in. I think that we don't respect that. I don't feel like people have to love each other. I feel like people have to respect each other and respect differences, and I think that that's the greatest lesson for me out of this.
I think the greatest threat that we face is the attack on the Constitution that Reagan and Bush are continuing to do throughout their disregard for any rights of anybody. And they have been doing that through the Supreme Court, and we have to change the vote. And my whole thing, I'm pretty much an anarchist. I think personal freedom is the most important thing in the world. To live your life the way you want to live it without interference from any government or religion. And as long as you're not harming anybody. And to me, that's the most important thing, is being totally free as much as possible.
I feel kind of funny taking this microphone since I just got here, but I just wondered if anybody had announced to the group that, I don't know the details on this, but apparently some member of the House of Representatives has introduced a bill to impeach Bush. Yeah.
Somebody brought it up.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I got here so late. I had wanted to come to this meeting because I've been running something through my own head relative to the kind of issues you're apparently discussing here. And what I've been running through my head is the idea that one of the most powerful direct political tools that the citizenry has in the state of Montana is the initiative referendum process. Has that been brought up at all in this meeting? Well, I worked on a campaign to qualify a bill for the ballot. That was the bottle bill 2 years ago, and that was a successful campaign in the sense that we got that bill on the ballot and it was voted on. Unfortunately, it lost in the election, but we were very successful in the drive to qualify it for the ballot. And so I do know what the mechanics of that process are all about. And I feel that we could qualify for the ballot almost any bill that relative to this crisis. You need. I don't remember what the exact percentages are, but to qualify for a bill for the ballot in the state of Montana, you need something in the neighborhood of 10% of the overall electorate, and then a certain percentage of the voters in so many of the electoral districts, right? But at any rate, there's definitely enough very strong feeling against this war that any reasonable bill could be qualified. It would probably take a couple of months of, organized effort on the part of, a pretty solid staff. And the way such a campaign works is that you get a small group of people together and you run it as a bootstraps operation. You start into the community, you start, going door to door, handing out literature, explaining what you're doing, getting people's signatures on your petition, and at the same time soliciting money from them that you then use to drive your campaign. So it's kind of it has to operate as a self-sufficient operation. But at any rate, so I've been trying to turn over in my mind what could we do using that process? What kind of bill could be put forward? And hearing about this campaign or this bill that's been put forward to impeach Bush has sort of been running through my mind, and it occurs to me that we might, for instance, put forward a petition in the nature of a resolution stating that it's the sense of the state of Montana that the president should be impeached. Impeached meaning being tried, not a conclusion reached, but that he should be impeached, and perhaps directing our own senatorial representatives to to work for that impeachment. Now, the legalities of that I don't know about. Needs to be investigated. You know, such a bill might get passed and then go to the courts and be ruled unconstitutional in itself. But those kind of ideas I think are worth thinking about.
Yeah, we're out of here now.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that's the idea. So.
I guess I just want to echo my thanks that we are all meeting and support the idea that we all bring incredible energy and strengths, and I guess we're out of time, aren't we? So, I don't know. I think we really have to guard against burnout. I know I'm suffering from it right now myself, and I think we need to, you know, get a little bit better organized. And when I say trust process, I guess really I mean trust your own process. We each need to really get clear with ourselves, start eating food and sleeping and things like that.